22nd of January 2024. When the history of our present times is written, perhaps 1,000 years back, you will see many references that will be made to this date. That's exactly the point that was made by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi too, when he was speaking post the Pran Pratishthan ceremony of Lord Ram, revered by many devotees across the world. Millions and millions of Hindus who have bowed before the Lord have often wondered why was there no temple in Ayodhya. They wondered whether India, in the garb of being a secular country, was actually working against the interests of the majority community, which is the Hindu community. It has taken over 150 years of various petitions, judicial work, for us to come to this day of 22nd of January 2024. But what is the story behind what we have seen this day? Is it a story of business? It is a story of ideology? Or is it a story of politics? Let me address all those three questions one by one for you. First up, the business of politics. Without doubt, this tectonic shift that we have seen today in Indian politics post this Pran Pratishthan ceremony is a tectonic shift which is bound to help the Bharatiya Janata Party in multiple ways. Not that the party was not already reaching its peak levels, particularly in the Hindi heartland, but after 10 years of being in power, Narendra Modi-led BJP required another X factor. If Narendra Modi in 2014 was all about being an anti-corruption crusader, Narendra Modi in 2019 won because of what happened in Pulwama. 2024 required another X factor, or a Y factor, or a Z factor. And that's exactly what this Pran Pratishthan ceremony actually does for the BJP. But politics, post this moment that we have seen unfold before us, is clearly settled in favor of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Whether it's UP, where the party already is over 50-60% vote share in 3 successive elections from 2 Lok Sabhas and 2 Vidhan Sabhas, or it is to states like Bihar, where there was a feeling that maybe a combination of a Lalu and a Nitish-led RJD plus JDU may end up making things difficult for the BJP. Post what we have seen in Ayodhya, even that question, I believe, has been settled. Then comes the question of ideology. If you look at the pictures today a little closely, you will find that during the Pran Pratishthan ceremony, the one noticeable entity who, technically speaking, is not a constitutional post holder, but yet a very, very important figurehead, is the RSS chief, Mohan Bhagwat. Why is Mohan Bhagwat's presence in the sanctum sanctorum of what is arguably the Vatican of India, bigger than the Vatican of India? What is the significance of Mohan Bhagwat being in the same space as a Prime Minister? Many naysayers who have accused Narendra Modi of creating a Hindu Pakistan, and I've constantly been talking about this, that this temple construction basically means the end of the secular state of India the way we were used to looking at it. May perhaps you're wondering, should Mohan Bhagwat have been there? The reality is this, that Mohan Bhagwat, the chief of the RSS, can rightfully claim to be the custodian of the sentiments of Hindus across the world. The RSS, whether in India or several other parts outside India, has consistently been at the forefront of this entire campaign of India for Hindus, of India for Ram. Faith, ideology, and religion in many ways end up being represented by Mohan Bhagwat. Narendra Modi is a constitutional post holder. So what you will see in future is that much more greater importance within the constitutionality of India, within the constitutional framework of India, may well end up being attached to faith. And that's why the presence of Mohan Bhagwat becomes so very important. The third question, the question of business. Oh boy, you just had to look at the scores of private chartered jets which were landing in India, or the likes of an Amitabh Bachchan and a Kangana Ranaut and an Anil Ambani and a Mukesh Ambani, and what else you have. You have the perfect combination of politics, of glamour, of business and ideology. If India was a country which was high on faith, If India was a country which was high in ideology, I think 22nd of January 2024 certainly gives us ample evidence that what was initially spoken about and sometimes debated perhaps is actually unfolding right before us. That's why 22nd of January 2024 becomes so very significant. What now? What next? Is business now going to shift to Ayodhya? Well, I come from Varanasi and I can tell you, since 2014, the number of tourists landing in Kashi, supposed to be older than history itself, has gone up by at least 300%. I suspect something similar may just happen in Ayodhya. There are a lot of similarities between the two places. There are some, like Karthik Chopra of Nirmohi Akhada, who've been openly saying that now that you have got a temple in Ayodhya, it's just a matter of time before the Gyanvapi Mosque in Varanasi or the Krishna Janmabhoomi question, where large parts of land have also been taken over by the Muslim community. According to Mr. Chopra, it's time that Muslims should come forward, Hindus should invite them, and even the land at these two places should be handed back to them. We will now see a renewed agitation, what we've already started to see in Varanasi. When we start seeing something like that in Krishna Janmabhoomi as well. If you do a comparison between Kashi and Ayodhya, you will find that the scope of tourism, the scope of business in Ayodhya is certainly much bigger than Varanasi. Ayodhya, for once, it's closer to the capital of Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow. Ayodhya, much like Varanasi, is also a small town. It was a twin city of Faizabad and Ayodhya. Faizabad has been renamed. It's now part of Ayodhya district administration itself. And Ayodhya now is not just Ayodhya, it's Ayodhya Ji, it's Ayodhya Dham. Ayodhya Dham could very well end up being the biggest Dham in North India. If you go to the southern parts of the country, if you go south of Vindhyas, or if you've been to Tirupati, you will see that Tirupati as a temple town is so well managed, attracts so much of business. Are we set to see Ayodhya becoming something similar? Perhaps yes. That's why what you see through that absolutely gorgeous idol of Lord Ram today is not just a story of Lord Ram, it's not just a story of faith, it's a combination of faith, religion, ideology and business all mixed together. My humble submission to you, if you're anywhere in India or if you're anywhere outside India, and if you just want to see what can happen when faith, religion, ideology and business and politics come together, Ayodhya is a destination that you're looking for.